thanks so much for joining me for this Get Ready With Me. I'm featuring the items that I talked about in the only 10 items worth purchasing at Sephora, because these are things that I go through all the way. I did want to show those in action, as well as some other items you can find at Sephora that really can achieve very effortless kind of look like this. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just start with SPF. That's actually gonna be the base today. Let's see, we can choose from a few of these. These are the Supergoop GlowScreen. It's a mineral SPF. It's a soft radiance drop product. And I have all three shades. I've got a few shades. I'll show them all to you. They kind of blended together, but Sunrise, Golden Hour, and Sunset. Sunrise, Golden Hour, and Sunset. So we're gonna take this. Actually, I did not mean to put them all together. What I did want to do is just take Golden Hour, this one right here, and add it to the exterior and show you what that looks like. That works really well on the exterior for me. And then we can do Sunrise on the interior. I'll just do the Sunrise on the interior here. If you want a little bit of glow, I'll show you Sunset as well, just here. You can see it's a cooler tone. And you can see why I would use this as base. It's just got a little bit of glow to it. Just like that. Even at the other side, I'm going to show you the other SPF product that I will also use as a base. So the other product is also by Supergoop. It's the Mineral Matte SPF. So I also have all three shades here, which are the original. We also have Golden Hour and Sunset. Oh gosh, so this one's a little bit dirtier, but these are the Mattescreen products. Okay, these are the Mattescreen products. So we've got Original, Golden Hour, and Sunset. So the Golden Hour, of course, is more warm. Let's go ahead and add this to the center. This is where I normally would add this. I'm going to take the Original shade. It's lighter that we can see it in the front. So that's how that looks on the face. It's not a complete white cast, but if you want something like this, this is the Golden Hour one, the middle shade I showed you. You can see it does add a little bit of color to my face, so I don't want to add it right to the front there. It's a little bit too much color, but it's great on my forehead too if I want to take down a little bit of that shine. And let's add a little to the chin, but you can definitely see it adds color. I'll show you Sunset right on this part of my forehead because that's the deepest part of my complexion, is right here. And everything just blends so easily. That's why I love this product. Very easy to use. I'm going to end up putting some of that more matte on my center of my face here. So while I don't actually need all of these shades, it is nice to have them, and I will use them all. I get a little bit oily between the eyebrows. So the Mattescreen, this one that I have here, the less fluid one, is really great for more, I was gonna say dry, more oily skin types, and then drier skin types might like the first one that I showed that has more glow. Now this is the type of product that I will leave the house with. I'll do this, I'll put actually let me do that really fast. Let me put some brows on, and then you can see how close we are to actually being ready to just walk out the door. The most important thing to me is SPF during the day, so even if I don't have foundation on, SPF is great. This is the Kosas Air Brow, and this is a really, really easy product to use. A lot of the brow products that I've used tend to deposit either too much or not enough product, and this one just deposits the right amount for me. I have more coarse eyebrows, so I like to go in the direction they like to go in, but this really does a good job of helping them go in the same direction. So really nice. It just makes them look really nice and neat, but not too perfect. So that is it. This is in the shade Brown Black, this Kosas Air Brow. This is definitely something that I run out of the most. Okay, then we're going in with concealer. This should be a pretty quick look actually. So this is a Ciele SPF concealer, and this does have brightening ingredients in it. So we're just gonna go here. It's got a peachy tone. Out of all the shades I could determine from online, this seems to have the most peach in it. So in order to combat the dark spots, that's why I like this one. Little broken capillaries there. leave and go. Let's see, let's take this brush. This is a brush by the brand Mink. Nice large concealer brush. And then I just do this, just pat it into those spots. Helps protect them from any further sun damage, and has some brightening elements in there to help brighten. Right between the eyes. I'm gonna try a different concealer right under the eyes here. I just received this from the brand LYS Lip. Thought we could try this under the eye. Have not had a chance to play with it yet. Look like this concealer is a little bit light for me, but I'd rather go lighter than deeper because we're gonna add blush on top here in a moment. So here's the concealer. Let's see, I don't even know if this is the right shape, but let's try. I like the applicator. They did send this to me. I thought if you were interested. This shade here is MP3. It has a sponge applicator. It actually has a great peach tone to it as well. Put a lot on there, so let me just get that going. Let me just blend that in. Yeah, that seemed to do a actually really nice job. That was quick. Okay, then let's go in with, this is by Ciele also. So this is actually a highlighter in Penny, but it does a really nice job of dispersing the light here so it looks blurred in terms of discoloration. I like to layer this under the blush because it kind of acts as a little bit of a illuminating base for the blush. So I know it's a highlighter and can be placed on top of blush, but in this case, I'm going to apply it under blush. Sometimes I will just go ahead and, this is not a blush brush, but I'm gonna use it like that. Sometimes I will just go in with this because it does a nice job, like I said, of blurring the dark spots, kind of bringing this all together. And also helps to illuminate the bone structure here. It brings it out a bit. So if you are someone who does not love blush, like this is a really nice step here, and then you can be done. So I think what we'll do is let this just be like this for now. We'll go in with the eye makeup. This is a Prada palette, and I've made quite the dent in there. And if you've been here before, you know how many palettes I have. And for me to make a dent in any makeup, skincare I will go through, but makeup is very difficult for me to go through. And so I really love this one. So this is the Prada palette in 7. It's interesting because I feel like the Prada palette now, this is a Rae Morris. Prada palettes now are the exact opposite of the initial Prada palettes, which were very tricky to decipher and figure out like what is happening with all of the shades in here. So this is really just easy to use, and I love this very soft glow. It's kind of reminds me of this cheek here. A very soft skin flattering kind of glow, and it just puts a little bit of a, just like a hint of color in there, evens out the skin tone on the eyelids, and then it has a little bit of a glow, but nothing shimmery, nothing glittery, very natural, just a natural pretty eye. I am gonna go in with an eyeliner. This is by Sweet. It's not carried at Sephora, but I like the taupey nature of this eyeliner. It's in the shade, what are you in the shade? Mink Greige. I love everything about that name, and that it is Mink and Greige. You can see it's almost the color of the Prada palette, but just intensified slightly. Very slightly. So we're gonna go along here, do a little bit of a slight wing, just go underneath. Same thing over here. I feel like if you like effortless makeup, this is the kind of makeup you might really enjoy. Very effortless looking. In fact, I'm going to take the same Rae Morris brush, the number 8. I'm going to take the end of this, go back into that color and go underneath the lash line just to cancel out any possible redness and or pink right under there. Okay, and then I'm going to take, and I usually will take my finger, but it's less intense when I use a brush. I'm going to just take this color here really quickly, and then right on the center of the lid. Just builds a little bit more dimension, doesn't really add color per se, but illuminates it even a little bit more right on the center. So we're gonna go ahead with mascara. This is at Sephora. I like a nice brown eyeliner. This is by Tower 28. It's in the shade Drift, so I'm gonna use that on the lashes. Really easy mascara to use. looking quite actually put together at this point. If you don't love a lot of makeup, this is probably more than enough, but I'm gonna go in with the blush and show you how I layer blushes. So there are a couple of things I can do, and actually let me just show you, because this is a great SPF product. It's by Ciele. It's in the shade Cozy, and I love to use this either under or over blush. So I can take this, look how much I've used this. I definitely need a new one. I can take this and I can put it on top of this product, on top of the highlighter to kind of set it. And it is a powder. I mean, it's not like the most refined powder blush, but it is a nice powder blush. And then I would go over it with liquid blush, and this is in Behati. It's my favorite one. I think I've tried almost all of the like pinkier shades. So this one is a really natural shade. You can see there. Yeah, this one's a really natural shade. I love it. So we're gonna go in with that. I'm just gonna stipple that on. Just stippling. So you can do something like that, put them in that order, or go in with Behati, which is something I also have done, where I will layer it with the concealer, not concealer, the highlighter, and then I'll stipple that in. And then I will go in with this blush, the Ciele powder blush in Cozy in the front. So there are a couple of ways to do this, depending on the size of the pores, or if you care about that. If it's a concern, their pores are more evident with this sequence, where I put down the powder and then the blush, or this one is a little bit smoother. So I put down the liquid blush and then the powder. So I'm gonna actually powder here on top, just on front. Kind of takes down the emphasis on those pores. I also received this from that LYS company. Their bronzer is really pretty. Harmony, I think is what it's called. It's a beautiful warm shade here. I'll show you. So if you're looking for a warm shade in bronzer, it's a little bit trickier. Dior has a nice one as well. I actually have a video that has, I think, all of the bronzer shades by Dior. I'll link that. It's a little short. You can see them all together and compare them if you're interested. The Dior bronzer is also very nice. But I thought I'd use that. I haven't tried it on camera yet. But I remembered the first time I tried it, it really just blends so quickly, easily. Very lovely product. Okay, I'm gonna do my hair, and then we're gonna come back for the lipstick and a little bit of fragrance. Okay, all I did was use my Dyson Airwrap that I love, and then I lightly sprayed my hair with the Oribe Superfine Hairspray. It's the only hairspray I've used for many, many years. But yeah, nice, loose, easy, effortless curls. And we've got this product. This is a newer to me product as well, by the same company, LYS, and this is in the shade Truthful. It's really pretty, Your Lips But Better shade, like a solid gloss kind of formula. Really healthy, comfortable, easy to apply kind of lip. Okay, and then just to finish this off, I have this fragrance by Merit. I love a lot of Merit products as well. So Merit makes really lovely, easy to use products. If you like Effortless, that's another great brand, but their perfume is really lovely. Fresh, sophisticated, clean. It does have a little bit of a sweet, just a slight sweetness to it. Nice depth to it as well. So sophisticated, clean, simple kind of fragrance. But you could also wear this into the evening. And that is it for the Get Ready With Me. I didn't even really look in the mirror. That's how fast this makeup is. I do this more on the daily than for evening because I want SPF on my skin. You can see there's a lot of SPF and no foundation. We were able to do that with the SPF base products, just the SPF plus the SPF concealer, and then blush and highlighter, a little bit of bronzer there, brows are in place. We've got a very imperceptible kind of eyeshadow. If you like that kind of eyeshadow, you're gonna love this one. If you want, of course, more of a statement eye, definitely don't go with this one. Maybe look at other Prada palettes, and of course Dior are some great palettes as well. Those are more of my dailies. So I hope that was helpful because I want to showcase things that are things that I use all the way up. In fact, like I have 3 of the concealers here. That's how much I use this. I've got several of the blushes. These are things I pull for daily, and SPF is like something I don't skip during the day, so I definitely use all of those things up. Let us know about application of any of these products. Do you have any tips and tricks? And are there other things I should be looking at, especially in terms of SPF? Love SPF products that behave like makeup. So I think that's one of the keys here, is that I was able to identify finally some SPF makeup that performs more like makeup than just an SPF product. That is it for today's video. So please take care of each other. Stay well if you enjoyed this video. If you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.